underestimate me, Jack.
This is it. Don't you understand?
God forgive me.
Atlanta's best 10 o'clock newscast, together with the worldwide resources of Fox News. At 10 o'clock, there's only one place to be. Fox 5 News at 10. Fox 5 Atlanta. Dedicated, determined, dependable. First at 10. Fox 5 News starts now.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mark Hayes, in tonight for Russ Spencer.
And I'm Amanda Davis. First on Fox 5, violence erupts in several Iraqi cities, leaving behind a mounting death toll that includes Americans. Clashes between U.S. and coalition forces with insurgents have occurred in Baghdad, Ramadi, Fallujah, Najaf, and Nasiriyah. The heaviest casualties taking place in Ramadi, where at least 12 Marines are dead. U.S. Marines are engaged in fierce fights in both Fallujah and further west in Ramadi. In Ramadi, U.S. military sources say the insurgents numbered fewer than 100, but they captured 3 government buildings and took a toll on U.S. Marines, at least 12 reported dead. The insurgents are thought to be remnants of Saddam Hussein's now-defunct Ba'ath Party. U.S. Marines moved into Fallujah, exchanging heavy fire at times with some insurgents as the Marines try to hunt down those who killed and mutilated 4 American civilian contractors last week.
Clearly, all of the people of the city of Fallujah were not involved in what took place.
In Baghdad and elsewhere in Iraq, U.S. forces continue to clash with armed militia loyal to the maverick Muslim Shiite cleric Muqtada al-Sadr. He's believed to be holed up in Najaf, demanding that U.S. troops be pulled out of populated areas.
He believes that in the new Iraq, like in the old Iraq, power should be to the guy who's got the guns, and that's an unacceptable vision for Iraq.
Meantime, President Bush says the newest wave of violence in Iraq will not force the White House to change its course of direction. Despite the stepped-up attacks on the U.S. military, he said the United States will still hand over political power to Iraq on June 30th.
We're not going to be intimidated by thugs or assassins. We're not going to cut and run from the people who long for freedom, because you know what? We understand a free Iraq is an historic opportunity to help change the world to be more peaceful.
In other Iraq-related developments tonight, U.S. generals are trying to determine whether more American troops are needed to stabilize Iraq. Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld says he will send more troops in if it's determined it needs to be done. A new poll shows more than half of Americans disapprove of President Bush's handling of the situation in Iraq. It shows his overall job approval has dropped to 43%. That is the lowest it's been since he took office.
New at 10, a fatal head-on collision between a pickup truck and a man on a motorcycle. The accident happened at the intersection of Dill Avenue and Metropolitan Parkway this evening. Fox 5's Bernard Watson is live now with the story, and he joins us with the very latest. Bernard.
Mark, that accident happened just down the street behind me, and investigators say the impact sent the victim flying 200 feet in the air. A deadly accident in southeast Atlanta. One man is dead tonight after police say this red Chevy pickup truck turned in front of this dirt bike. Investigators say the impact sent the victim flying. He was later transported to Grady Hospital, where he died from his injuries.
We're still investigating the accident. We do not believe that alcohol played a part in the accident. However, further investigation will reveal any further charges.
Back here live now. At this point, it's not clear exactly when investigators will make their determination if there will be any charges filed in this case. Reporting live, Bernard Watson, Fox 5 News.
All right, Bernard, thank you. 3 people died in a crash today on Highway 441. It happened in Jackson County when a box truck collided with a tractor trailer. Authorities believe the box truck crossed the center line and struck the rig. They say the rig's driver could not avoid the crash. He's the only survivor. Witnesses told authorities the box truck was swerving in traffic and crossed the center line several times before the crash. All lanes of 441 were closed after the collision. They have since reopened.
It is getting down to the wire under the Gold Dome. The regular session ends tomorrow night. Tonight, lawmakers are still wrangling over the state budget. Fox 5's Tracy Flanagan joins us live. She's at the state capitol with the latest. Tracy.
Amanda, it's another marathon day. Finding money for health care and funding education are the sticking points. In various rooms in the Capitol, state lawmakers are trying to find common ground. Here, the goal is preserving the Hope Scholarship and standardizing it. Students must have a 3.0 grade point average to qualify.
So what we're trying to do is get a uniform scale so that a B or a 3.0 in Brunswick is the same as it is in Blairsville and Bainbridge and Buckhead. Just need to be the same all across the state.
She'll spend 100% of the funds designated.
Another debate concerns funding education in primary and secondary schools. The regular session ends tomorrow night. The big bill that could send this session into overtime is the budget. And the governor has vowed to order a special session if there is not a balanced budget soon.
The last thing the taxpayers and the legislature, the governor need is a special session. We are working very hard to try to prevent that.
A special session costs the state roughly $40,000 a day. In budget talks, Democrats are holding firm when it comes to education dollars. Republicans are pushing for more Medicaid funding.
They earn it by law, and so we have to fund it. And the House continues to say if we fund it, we can fund it next year. Well, if that money's not there, then we're going to be cutting education, we're going to be cutting corrections, we're going to be cutting parks.
We know that education has a formula. We know that's the #1 priority in the state. We know that that's our first constitutional obligation is the education. So,
if the governor orders a special session, that could begin as early as next week. And that could present a problem for incumbent lawmakers who want to get back home so they can campaign for re-election. Reporting live at the state capitol, Tracy Flanagan, Fox 5 News.
All right, Tracy, thank you. Fulton County Sheriff Jackie Barrett called a news conference today to address the multi-million-dollar investments she made using county money. But as Fox 5's Morse Diggs tells us, her attorney did all the talking.
Reporters thought they were all set to see and hear the sheriff face the media regarding a county audit on investment she made and the $2 million of that amount that's turned up missing.
Sheriff Barrett has an established, demonstrated track record since she first assumed office of being candid, straightforward, accessible, and honest with members of the media and the public.
But on attorney Mark Trigg's instructions, Barrett stood alongside silently, leaving questions such as why did she apparently ignore Sheriff's Department staffers' advice to turn down an offer by this Florida businessman, Byron Rainier, to invest the money in the first place.
Sheriff Barrett has authorized my office to conduct a full and thorough investigation into these matters, and that is precisely what we intend to do. We look forward to appearing before you again when our investigation is complete to respond further to any inquiries that you may have of us. Until that time, however, this will be our only public comment on this issue. Thank you very much, and thank you for coming.
How about a question unrelated to the investigation?
They didn't look back. John Sherman has some questions.
It was shocking to me to learn this.
Sherman is a Fulton County taxpayer and president of a watchdog group.
I feel very strongly that the funding should be in the hands of the finance people. They're the ones who know about investments, rather than left up to a law enforcement person.
I'm Morse Diggs, Fox 5 News.
We reported yesterday that FBI agents met with Barrett to discuss the matter. Her attorney wouldn't comment on that. A federal grand jury will hear from parties involved in the investment scandal later this month.
A former mayor of Covington has been accused of shoplifting. Police say this is the second time Aline Burton has been charged with the crime. The most recent incident allegedly happened at a Cato department store. The police report says the 72-year-old woman slipped a pearl necklace into her waistband.
She apparently paid for some items that she had picked up around the store and was purchasing to leave, and then the store manager called the police, and the police arrived, and they confronted her about the necklace that was concealed.
Police say back in 1997, Miss Burton was seen on a Belk's security camera placing 3 pieces of jewelry in her vest pocket. She resigned from office that same day. Well, Metro Atlanta saw more beautiful weather today.
Yes, but rain and storms are developing in Texas. Are they headed our way? Ken Cook joins us now with a first look at our forecast. Ken?
Well, Mark and Amanda, we're hoping that they're headed our way. We've been so dry for so very long. This is what the weather map looked like
24 hours ago. And as we put it into motion, and you're going to see what's going to happen, this area moves on toward the east, and a new one now develops in pretty much the same area that we saw those showers and thunderstorms last night in west and northwest Texas. These heavier thunderstorms are near Lake Charles to Lafayette, generally moving to the east, maybe even toward the southeast. Not going to be in our factor in our weather tomorrow. But as we move toward Thursday, that weather could be approaching us then. Temperatures still holding about 65 at the airport, but most other areas around town are already dropping into the 50s. And as we zoom in close around the Atlanta, North Georgia area, we see that our temperatures are ranging still in the 60s at Dalton and Marietta and Atlanta, but 53 down at Peachtree City, 58 for Rome, 62 for Gainesville, and still 64 over in Athens. So as we look at our weather map and our TrueView Sky forecast, the projection is for that rain to leave Texas later on tonight and tomorrow, start heading across Alabama and toward Georgia. So will it make it? And if it makes it, when it's going to make it? I'll have your forecast coming up in just a few minutes, Amanda.
All right, we'll see you later. It's been a beautiful opening night for Braves fans.
Next on Fox 5 News at 10, we'll take you live to the 10.
It's opening night for the Braves, and fans are ready for the season. I'm Fox 5's Kelly Wolf. That story is coming up.
And American Idol, Ruben Studdard comes to Atlanta tonight and gets mobbed by metro area youngsters.
Plus, new information about a Clayton County doctor accused of spying on patients as they undressed in his office.
And Kobe Bryant complains to a judge how his rape case is taking a serious toll on his life.
If you see news happening, call the Fox 5 newsroom. Just dial #5 on your singular wireless cell phone. The call is free.
Tomorrow on Good Day Atlanta, American Idol champ Ruben Studdard is live in our set.
The Velvet Teddy Bear talks about life after hitting the big time tomorrow on Good Day Atlanta.
Feeling the need for speed? Then play Fast Cash. It's the new authentic racing game from the Georgia Lottery, featuring some of today's hottest drivers. You can win up to $25,000. And check this out. You can win a trip to the race of your choice. It's fast. It's fun. It's the real deal. Attaboy.
Excuse me, how much risk is in your investment portfolio?
Too much, right?
I refuse to answer that question on the grounds that I really don't know.
Thanks to TD Waterhouse, now we know.
Their personal portfolio review helped us adjust our risk to a level we're comfortable with.
Times change. Is your investment portfolio keeping up? Find out at TD Waterhouse. They can even refer you to an independent financial advisor. Know your risk. Protect your future with TD Waterhouse, the alternative to higher-priced brokers like Merrill and Schwab.
Are you getting enough fiber in your diet? If you ate as much food as it takes to get the 25 to 30 grams of daily fiber recommended by the Surgeon General, what else would you have time for? That's why there's Fiber Choice, the chewable fiber supplement, with 4 grams of fiber in each dose. That's 4 times the amount you get from fiber caplets. To get the fiber you need, make the smart choice. Fiber Choice.
They drop from the sky with little warning, ripping through towns at ferocious speeds. Fox 5 shows you fast, accurate, where a tornado is headed and who will be impacted. With more than 70 years of combined forecasting experience, Ken Cook, Jeff Hill, Karen McGinnis. Depend on the Fox 5 weather team, only on Fox 5 News.
While the stands were packed, the field was in impeccable shape, and the Braves looked crisp in their home uniforms. But opening day for the Braves did not quite pan out the way they'd hoped. Karen Mays joins us now with more. Karen, we are not used to this.
You ever seen a boxing match and with every blow you go, oh, that's what it was like tonight. Starting pitcher Russ Ortiz didn't make it past the 3rd round, or in this case, the 3rd inning. Some of his pitches, they had to look like the size of softballs because the Mets hitters lit him up. The Braves losing in the middle of the 9th right now, 7-2, very first pitch of the game. Yes, Kaz Matsui just sent it straight away center field, solo homer. Bobby Cox says, okay, he'll settle down in a bit. Top of the 3rd, okay. Mike Piazza with a solo homer. You kind of see where we're going here, all right? Same inning, bases loaded, 1 out, and Russ Ortiz walks in a run. And that's when Bobby Cox says, all right, that's enough of this. Ortiz gave up 7 hits and 6 runs in 2 1/3 innings. As the Braves, as I said, are losing 7-2. in the middle of the ninth. Did we say the crowd was a nice size? It was a nice size crowd there. Fox 5's Kelly Wolf is live at Turner Field now with how the fans have been making the most of this opening day. Kelly?
Well, Karen, it's not exactly the outcome that Braves fans were hoping for an opening night game. As you can see, many fans are leaving, trying to beat some of the traffic, but there are still many fans inside the stadium hanging on. They came out here to cheer for their team, and they're continuing to cheer them on.
History's about to be made. 2004 first pitch is moments away, ladies and gentlemen.
Atlanta Braves fans, young and old, poured into Turner Field for the opening night game.
Yeah, seeing how everybody comes out on the new lineup and everything like that. So it's exciting to be out here.
Making the Braves win.
Who do you want to win?
Big balls and sharpies. Get a share.
Fans say it feels good to be back.
Just a great time with friends and seeing all the guys play. The Braves!
For others, it's their first time.
This is my first time being in the game, and I hope this will be fun.
Ball game without a program is like a bowl of cornflakes with no milk. Get your program.
Spirits were high, even when Braves were down.
I think we're going to come back. It's, what have we got, 3-2 right now? I think we're going to come back and win this game 6-4.
Okay,
that's my prediction.
That's your prediction. We'll see if you're right.
I hope so.
I feel we'll come back. It'll be probably about the 7th or 8th inning, but we'll come back and we'll take care of business.
How do you think Glavin's doing?
He's doing great. I like Tom Glavin. He's doing great. Hate to see him go.
Not everybody, not all the fans felt that way about former Braves player Tommy Glavine. He did receive some boos from the crowd as he stepped out on the field this evening. But for Braves fans who are upset about tonight's game, they say there's always tomorrow. We're live at Turner Field. Kelly Wolf, Fox 5 News. Karen.
Thanks, Kelly, and that's a great way to sum it up. Coming up later in sports, we'll hear from Russ Ortiz and the Braves, and they put this opening day loss in perspective. Game 1 of 162 games. Okay, come on, don't start the it's panic. No, plenty of time. Okay.
Yeah.
I still like to get off on a winning note there. All right, we'll see. Stay with us. Georgia Tech lost the national title last night.
But ahead on Fox 5 News, they come home big winners.
The Yellow Jacket faithful say thanks as their Final Four team comes home. I'm Tony Thomas. More coming up from the Coliseum.
And new information about how the Clinton administration felt about possible terror threats from Al-Qaeda and Osama bin Laden.
It's termite season. Terminix them with our exclusive problem-solved guarantee. 1-800-TERMINIX. It's termite swarm season. Terminix them with our exclusive problem-solved guarantee. 1-800-TERMINIX.
What was it like having 22 kids at once? Long. This year's present was a no-brainer. Ever since we got Comcast digital cable with on-demand and stars, we get hundreds of channels and a free library of on-demand movies and shows. And now with Stars on Demand, we get over 100 hit movies free each month. So there's something for everyone to start whenever we want. Like when everyone's gone to bed.
Order Comcast digital cable and get Stars free for 3 months. Call 1-866-35-CABLE.
Fox tomorrow on a special American Idol. You know how harsh the judges can be.
It's just horrible.
It was rough, man. Wow.
Absolutely terrible.
But you have the last word. Find out who goes home when your votes are revealed live. Plus, Tamira Gray performs in a 1-hour American Idol.
Wednesday at 8 on Fox 5.
I love what I do. I love the people I work for, and I love the company I work for.
I've had some great mentors in the past. I had one general manager that was just real significant in my career, making sure that I finished college and went on to do more. I started off as a part-time cashier at Sam's Club, and now I'm the vice president over the stationery department at Walmart. There's so much at Walmart that you can do. I want to continue my career, and I want to continue growing. It started out as a job for me, but it ended up being an amazing career. My name is Teresa, and I've been with Walmart for 18 years.
Recently, Dodge Ram was pitted against 4 different full-size competitors. An independent company ran each through a battery of tests. And every time, the truck that out-towed, out-hauled, and flat-out outperformed the competition was the heavy-powered Dodge Ram. Kind of makes you realize why Ram commands respect from every driver, especially ones that count on performance.
Sweet.
Doctor's Vision Works is now open at Johns Creek Village in Duluth, and all 11 area locations are celebrating. Get 2 complete pairs of glasses for just $99. Choose from over 1,000 stylish frames. Need bifocals? 2 complete pairs are just $139. Or make 1 pair of prescription sunglasses for only $15 more. And get a state-of-the-art eye exam by an independent doctor of optometry for just $29 with no appointment necessary. Doctor's Vision Works. Why pay more?
A doctor charged with secretly videotaping a patient during an exam may face additional charges. Morrow police arrested Dr. Asuto Bias on Saturday and charged him with sexual battery. The woman who filed the complaint says the doctor asked her to do exercises in the nude while in the exam room. She also alleges he fondled her. All the while, police say he was recording her every move. Well, now they're interviewing another woman who claims the same thing happened to her.
The biggest difference would have been she advised that it was a full-sized VCR camera. Now, otherwise, the statements she gives are real close.
Mr. Bias has bonded out of jail. He's back at work at the Atlanta Pain Clinic.
We're following a developing story out of Mississippi tonight. An Amtrak train has derailed, killing at least 1 person. It happened around 7 o'clock this evening Central Time in Yazoo City. The train was carrying 72 passengers. There are said to be numerous injuries. Authorities say the train was traveling from New Orleans to Chicago. Several of the train's cars have toppled to their sides. So far, there's no word what caused the derailment. Former White House advisor Richard Clark recently testified that the Clinton administration understood the threat of al-Qaeda, but the Bush White House did not. Fox reporter Wendell Goler tells us that may not be the case after all.
Former counterterrorism chief Richard Clark's bombshell claim last month was that the Bush administration didn't treat terrorism as an urgent threat before the September 11th attacks, while the Clinton administration did.
Fighting terrorism in general and fighting al-Qaeda in particular were an extraordinarily high priority in the Clinton administration, certainly no higher priority.
But President Clinton's final national security strategy never mentions al-Qaeda by name, and Osama bin Laden's name appears just 5 times in the 84-page document. Bush administration sources say privately the Clinton team gave them extensive briefings on terrorism during the transition. Officials say they spent more time on terrorism than U.S. relations with Russia and China, though less than the threat from North Korea and the problems of the Middle East. Osama bin Laden is the only terrorist mentioned by name in the Clinton security strategy. The document says Afghanistan remains the primary safe haven for terrorists threatening the United States, including Osama bin Laden. The document blames bin Laden for the bombing of 2 U.S. embassies in Africa in 1998, but not for the bombing of the USS Cole 2 months before the strategy was released. Clark says he wanted to retaliate with an attack on al-Qaeda training camps in Afghanistan. But National Security Advisor Sandy Berger told the September 11th Commission the evidence wasn't strong enough. Clark told the 9/11 Commission he got almost everything he asked for in the Clinton administration, but he couldn't convince any senior advisors to support an attack on al-Qaeda training bases, and it was his own agency, the National Security Council, that released the security strategy that doesn't mention al-Qaeda by name. At the White House, Wendell Goler, Fox News.
National Security Advisor Condoleezza Rice is set to defend the Bush administration's focus on terrorism before the 9/11 Commission on Thursday.
Still ahead tonight on Fox 5 News, how more sex could mean a lower cancer risk.
Plus, American Idol winner Ruben Studdard gets mobbed by fans in Atlanta even before his big concert.
And Georgia Tech refuses to let a loss get them down. We'll take you to their big campus victory party. Ken.
Next, On Air with Ryan Seacrest.
Hey guys, I'm going one-on-one with The Rock from the hot new movie Walking Tall. He'll be live right here in this studio, plus music legend Rick Springfield performing live.
Then, later this week, we've got the first interview with a person eliminated from American Idol. On Air with Ryan Seacrest.
Tomorrow at 3 on Fox 5 Atlanta. Fox 5 News is brought to you in part by your Metro Ford dealers.
No matter how many Fords you've bought before, get that first-time feeling during Ford's spring sales event. Also get 0% for up to 60 months or up to $4,000 cash back on Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs. That's 0% for up to 60 months or up to $4,000 cash back.
And finally, I leave my entire estate to be divided evenly between Jane, my loyal wife of 50 years, Suzanne, my daughter who always made me feel so proud, my nephew Stephen, who was the son I never had, and my Aero exterminator Brad, who helped protect my home and family for so many years.
At Aero Exterminators, we treat every visit to your home as an opportunity to go beyond the call. Call today for your free inspection.
This 4Runner is amazing. 245 horsepower. Hill start assist.
What does that do?
It helps us get to the top, that's what it does.
The Toyota 4Runner. It can handle almost anything. Even if you can't. Check out the 2004 Toyota 4Runner at your Toyota dealer, starting at just $28,285.
If you want to tame your turf, you can. If you want to subdue your sod, you can. Right now at the Home Depot, get no payments and no interest for 12 months on all mower and tractor purchases store-wide, including an exclusive lineup of great brands like Honda, Toro, and even John Deere. Just use your Home Depot consumer credit card. If you want to create the lawn of your life and cut your costs too, you can. The Home Depot. You can do it, we can help.
Feeling the need for speed? Then play Fast Cash. It's the new authentic racing game from the Georgia Lottery, featuring some of today's hottest drivers. You can win up to $25,000. And check this out. You can win a trip to the race of your choice. It's fast. It's fun. It's the real deal. Attaboy.
Less than 24 hours after playing in the national championship game, Georgia Tech's basketball team is back home.
This afternoon, about 1,000 people greeted the school's most successful basketball team in history. Fox 5's Tony Thomas joins us now with more. Tony?
Mark, as the team entered the Coliseum tonight, many of the players looked up to the point in the rafters where a Final Four banner will hang next year. Yes, the team and fans are disappointed with last night's loss, but they're still very proud. The players and coaches couldn't even get in the arena before the Yellow Jacket faithful swarmed.
It's one of those things, I think, we're disappointed now, but when we start to look back on it in a few weeks, few months' time, I think we'll realize what we've really done.
About 1,000 people greeted the team inside.
Go Jackets!
On the front row, the Edelman family, which drove down from Charlotte.
Raised my boys to be Tech fans, so I figured we'd come down here and celebrate. Disappointed in the way it ended up, but definitely proud of what they accomplished.
This is the story of a modern-day Hoosier team that came together and did something that nobody thought they could do.
Picked in the preseason to finish 7th in their own conference, the Jackets won 28 games, making it to the national championship game for the first time in Tech history.
I can't tell you how proud and lucky we feel that we had a chance to coach these guys.
I don't care if they won or not, they were fantastic.
What do you think of all this?
Oh, man, it's a little overwhelming at times, but, I mean, it's just great, man, especially to see all the support from the fans, man. It's wonderful.
In the long term, expectations are now high for Tech's team next year. Most of the starters will be back. In the short term, it's back to classes for the players. They've been on the road quite a bit lately. Mark?
All right, Tony, thank you. University of Connecticut fans are still celebrating their team's victory over Georgia Tech. Thousands of screaming fans cheered as the national champions entered a gym on campus tonight. Emeka Okafor, selected the most outstanding player of the Final Four, said he was still having trouble believing the team's win. UConn basketball fans aren't done cheering yet. The women's team is just about to take home a championship against Tennessee tonight.
Well, tonight's American Idol finalists performed the music of a true legend.
You know I'm still standing better than I ever did. Come on, give me a high five. Looking like a true survivor. Come on, feeling like a little kid, yeah.
Snellville's Diana DeGarmo and the other 8 finalists belted out the tunes of Sir Elton John. This week, they even got to meet him. John says Diana made a unique impression.
She has a very sassy personality, and I think that will stand her in good stead.
Diana says meeting Sir Elton was a thrill, and she hopes she did his song proud. Another impressive Idol finalist now has family ties to Atlanta. Fantasia Barrino's father just moved to the Douglasville area this week from High Point, North Carolina. Joe Barrino tells Fox 5 he thinks Fantasia may eventually move to Atlanta herself because of the city's strong ties to the music industry. Mr. Barrino says Fantasia is already being courted by several record companies.
Well, his voice has become one of the most recognized on the radio airways, and he's a favorite on the music video networks. But Ruben Studdard was in the ATL tonight and took time out to give back some words of wisdom to the kids.
I was never told.
He sang his way to superstardom. Now, everywhere he goes, everybody knows him. Check out the reception the Velvet Teddy Bear gets when he steps in the room. Ruben stopped by the Campbellton Road Y here in Atlanta to talk with some kids and get ready for a performance. He says his first tour is an unbelievable experience.
Right now we're doing the Midwest leg. This is the last Eastern city we're going to do for a while. And, you know, we're going up to Chicago, Milwaukee, Cleveland.
We all remember the big smooth sound of Ruben Studdard. He was the big winner in the 2nd season of American Idol. Now he's a bona fide superstar, and he's bringing a positive message to the kids that are hanging on his every word.
The message is just to stay positive and, you know, to stay at school and continue your education. That's my message to them.
Now Ruben is such a huge star, the women want to sing to him.
Well, keep smiling, keep shining.
But it's the platinum-selling artist that has the kids grabbing his CD.
Can't get enough of your love, babe.
The Birmingham, Alabama native proudly displayed the love for his hometown with his 205 jerseys. But he now wears whatever's comfortable. And he says he's living out a lifelong dream, and he's busier now than he could have ever imagined.
We've been working real hard since the show was over, trying to get my own thing started, and now that we're doing it, I'm just really happy about it.
His debut album on the Billboard charts for 16 weeks, peaking at #1, which proved he certainly is capable of being an American Idol. And you can get up close and personal with Ruben tomorrow morning. He's stopping by the Fox 5 studios for a special appearance on Good Day Atlanta. And Fox 5 is the only place to see the next American Idol cut on a special 1-hour Idol results show. You'll also be able to see Atlanta's own Tamira Gray perform a song from her brand new album. That's tomorrow night at 8, right here on Fox 5.
From the Fox 5 Forecast Center, your latest weather.
The death toll rises in the wake of heavy rain and flash flooding in Texas. At least 6 people have died in weather-related accidents in the Lone Star State on Monday and Tuesday. Parts of Texas and New Mexico are bracing for more rain as another storm is expected later this week.
And Ken is here now with a closer look at our weather. We need some of that rain.
We could just use some of that. If these weather systems were truly progressive, which means if they moved across the country, everybody would get just a little bit, a ½ inch to an inch of rain, and everybody would be happy. But what's been happening is these weather patterns have been stuck in the west, and by the time they leave the west, they either move very, very quickly or they just simply weaken. This one is not going to move that quickly, but it will weaken as it approaches Georgia on Thursday. So let's show you what's been going on. This is 24 hours ago. You see the heavy rain in an area that this time of the year does not usually see this kind of weather. That's something that usually happens later on in May or even in June. But from West Texas in the Pecos all the way up in the south Panhandle area, this was 24 hours ago, these showers, thunderstorms were going. They continue east toward Dallas, Austin, even San Antonio, and then continue toward Lake Charles this evening. Now another round is developing, but it appears a little bit farther to the north in the Texas and Oklahoma panhandles, and more of that will continue to move east. So this will stay well to our south. Tomorrow generally is a fair to partly cloudy day. Then on Thursday, this whole weather system will be approaching us, and we just have to keep our fingers crossed that it brings us some rain. Most likely, it's going to be in the ¼ inch to maybe a ½ inch amount is what it looks like right now. In the meantime, tonight, temperatures 40s in the northeast, then 50s in the mid-Atlantic, then 60s down toward New Orleans, San Antonio, and Dallas. 60s again back up toward St. Louis and Chicago as the warm air now is flowing north up the Mississippi Valley, and then slightly cooler, but not all that much cooler to the west of that warm air. Right now in our state, temperatures are fairly uniform from north to south. We see some 50s to mid-60s in the north. We see some mid-50s to 60s in the central and also the southern part, except Savannah. A little cooler there. Winds are coming in from the ocean, which is still very chilly this time of the year. So finally, this high pressure, which has been cool and it's been dry, especially at night, continues to move now off to the east. As it does, it sort of opens the door, allows the moisture to start flowing in. Right now, the air is still very dry. Showers will start to our west tomorrow and then approach us Wednesday night and Thursday. Let's go outside, check our own weather this evening now. At 10 o'clock, we have fair skies or even clear skies, 65 degrees. Dew point is at 34, gives us a relative humidity of 31%. A calm wind and a rising barometer. Today's high temperature reached 73, the low 46. That's one above average. Records are 85 and 28. Sun comes up at 7:17 and goes down at 8:03 tomorrow evening. I wonder if this fountain is in stereo. Yes, it is. And remember, Atlanta is the city of fountains. All right, thank you very much. Thank you, Mark. Keep those fountain pictures coming in. All right, as we look over the last 12 hours now, we've seen our heavy storms move from the central and southeast Texas area across Houston, Galveston, Lake Charles, Beaumont, almost to Lafayette. Now a new round may be developing under the upper low pressure system itself. It looks like it's holding together pretty well. Earlier in the week, it looked like this system here was going to race across and force our Texas system south. Now it looks like the Texas system will have a chance to traverse onto the east at its own pace, which might mean that our chance for rain will be going up on Thursday rather than going down. Tonight will be still cool, mostly in the 40s, low to mid 40s across most of the area. Tomorrow, a nice, warm, sunny day. You can see those temperature bands warming up through the afternoon into the low or mid 70s and maybe even a little bit warmer than that to our immediate south. So on the weather map, we'll watch with interest now as low pressure develops over Louisiana tomorrow, approaches us on Thursday, rapidly moves away with a new cold front on Friday, but then there's another storm system coming back in for possibly on Saturday and maybe even another one on Monday. So let's hope we get some garden showers. 43 to 48 will be the low tonight with fair skies. Tomorrow morning, we'll look for mostly partly cloudy skies, 45 to 50 degrees, sun coming up at 7:18. Tomorrow, increasing clouds, but still a very nice, warm, sunny day for the most part, 70 to 75 with light southwesterly winds. Chance of showers begin tomorrow night, but mainly on Thursday, 54 to 70 degrees. Then a fair weather day Friday, 74. Chance of showers Saturday, 70. Partly cloudy Sunday, and perhaps another round of showers on Monday. We'll come back, take a look at our morning wake-up forecast and have it for you in a few minutes, Amanda.
All right, Ken, thanks. Speaking of the morning, Fox 5 has a big morning plan for Good Day Atlanta tomorrow.
Sujitha Bhatlamani has a preview of the show.
Competing on American Idol doesn't get any easier. Tomorrow on Good Day Atlanta, we've got a play-by-play on this week's performances. Plus, he's a big guy with an even bigger voice. American Idol winner Ruben Studdard stops by the Good Day Studios to talk about his solo CD. And how you can put on your running shoes this weekend to help stamp out sickle cell disease. Plus, we've got some excellent recipes for you to try out this Easter. It's all tomorrow on Good Day Atlanta, right after Fox 5 Morning News.
Still ahead on Fox 5 News at 10. Jennifer Lopez's mother hits the jackpot.
And a military publicity stunt strikes fear into people all over Washington, D.C.
Then watch the dramatic ending to a hostage drama when the suspect tried to speed away from police.
You're watching Fox 5 Atlanta.
Weather disruption? No. This dish has a force field that actually bends the rain around your house.
Meet Dave, satellite dish salesman.
It's gonna make your house look so much better from the outside. You know, what they call curb appeal. Rate increase? Gee, I don't know. That depends on your horoscope. What's your sign, kitten?
Unlike satellite, Comcast delivers true HD TV, on-demand, and high-speed internet all through one connection. Call 404-COMCAST now, ditch the dish, and get a $400 credit. Call today, 404-COMCAST.
Where can you search through 35,000 new Toyotas to find the exact one you want? BuyAToyota.com makes it easy. Visit BuyAToyota.com to find the new Toyota of your dreams.
Doctor's Vision Works is now open at Johns Creek Village in Duluth, and we're celebrating at all 11 area locations. Get 2 complete pairs of glasses for just $99, or 2 pairs of bifocals for only $139. Doctor's Vision Works. Why pay more?
How could 17 ugly ducklings be transformed into drop-dead beauties like these? Find out on The Swan.
Wednesday at 9 on Fox 5.
The heart protection study conducted by Oxford University is here. If you've had a heart attack or have diabetes, get information from Merck about treatment options at heartprotectionstudy.com.
In a car of this caliber, you would obviously expect leather. You might also expect dual automatic temperature controls and an in-dash CD player. But would you expect more horsepower than the BMW 530i? Standard? For under $30,000? Can they do that? Lincoln LS V6, $27,400 after up to $5,500 cash back. For additional discounts, see your Lincoln Mercury dealer today. Travel well.
These are killer legs. But these legs can kill too. So could these. Anytime illness or surgery has you off your feet for a while, you're at risk for DVT, a blood clot deep inside your legs that could travel to your lungs. Complications from DVT kill more than AIDS and breast cancer combined. In most cases, DVT can be prevented. To see if you're at risk, ask your doctor or call 1-888-DVT-NET1 for a free risk awareness kit.
Okay, important Easter tip. If you hunt them eggs, remember where you put them. After a while, they really start to stink, eh? No kidding, eh?
Bring home the perfect Easter gift. Brother Bear. Own it on Disney DVD and video today.
Oh, gee, don't come over here. I think I found one.
The new violence in Iraq wasn't the only item on the president's agenda today. He delivered an upbeat message about the economy to a crowd of supporters in Arkansas. The president reminded the audience of the good news about jobs that came out just last week.
Recently, we saw that we added 308,000 new jobs for the month of March. That's a positive sign, plus 750,000 jobs since last August. This economy is strong, and it is getting stronger. And I intend to keep it that way.
Today's rally was held at a community college in El Dorado, Arkansas.
We got some young Republicans down here who came here to learn something today, and we're going to teach them a lot.
Some Bush supporters tried to disrupt a rally for Democratic presidential candidate John Kerry in Cincinnati today. They waved blue flip-flops to highlight their claims that the Massachusetts senator flip-flops on campaign issues. After that brief interruption, Senator Kerry got down to business, detailing his economic plan for the future. He promises to create 10 million new jobs and says he will roll back the Bush tax cuts.
A military publicity stunt rattled some nerves in the nation's capital today. The D.C. Air National Guard conducted a special flyover as part of a recruitment campaign. They certainly got folks' attention. The sight of two Air Force planes escorted by F-16s took a lot of people by surprise. The Guard received a flood of concerned phone calls. The military spokesman says the Guard received permission to do the flyover from the FAA.
When Fox 5 News at 10 continues, Kobe Bryant tells a judge his rape case is taking a serious toll.
And an accused bank robber tries to escape on a motorcycle but runs into trouble. News from around the world is next.
From Wall Street to your street, here's tonight's stock report. Fox 5 News returns in a moment. Fox 5 News Stock Report is brought to you by your Atlanta area Lexus dealer. Lots of sunshine this morning, but will the trend continue tomorrow? When you wake up, get your weather forecast on the 5s. Tomorrow on Fox 5 Morning News at 5.
In tonight's news around the world, a 12-hour hostage drama at a Spanish bank comes to a wild end when the suspect crashes his motorcycle into a police car. Take a look. It all started when the suspect took 8 people hostage, claiming to be armed with a gun and a grenade. After the release of 6 hostages, he demanded a motorcycle to escape. But when he took off, you see there, the police car blocks his path and the man crashes. Amazingly, though, they say he was not seriously hurt. Some sheep in New Zealand revolted against an annual tradition. About 2,000 of the woolly animals ran amok during a city shearing competition. It's a contest where the country's top farmers attempt to see who can remove a sheep's fleece the fastest. The animals were eventually corralled and the competition continued. Town officials are now considering making the sheep parade an annual event. People flocked to a festival in Havana, Cuba, celebrating body art. People of all ages sported elaborate tattoos and multiple body piercings. While organizers say tattoos are finally being accepted in mainstream Cuban life, piercings still aren't as welcome. Body art enthusiasts hope to make this festival an annual event.
It's all on what you like. Up next on Fox 5 News at 10, Jennifer Lopez's mother strikes it rich on her own.
And Kobe Bryant makes his case to a judge to speed up his trial. Kobe Bryant wants his rape case to go to trial as soon as possible. Today, his attorneys filed motions requesting a speedy trial. They say the case is taking a personal and professional toll on the Los Angeles Laker. Bryant's attorneys say once pretrial motions are completed, Bryant will enter a not guilty plea. Under Colorado law, the trial must begin within 6 months after a plea is entered. Prosecutors are also urging the Colorado judge to set a trial date. Contrary to some research, having a lot of sex may not increase the risk of developing prostate cancer after all, and it might even reduce the danger. A new study of nearly 30,000 men found that frequent sexual activity may actually lower the risk of prostate cancer. One theory is that frequent ejaculations help flush out cancer-causing chemicals. A researcher at the National Cancer Institute led the study, but he says more research is needed. The study appears in Wednesday's Journal of the American Medical Association.
An Ohio woman accused of lying about a $162 million lottery ticket has reached a plea bargain. 41-year-old Alicia Battle of Cleveland pleaded no contest. You guys are killing me. To the misdemeanor charge of filing a false police report. With the understanding that she would be found guilty, she was sentenced to pay a $1,000 fine and perform community service. Battle claimed she'd bought the winning ticket for the December Mega Millions drawing and lost it. Remember that? Everybody was looking for the ticket out in the snow. Soon after, the real winner of the jackpot came forward. The mother of a mega-rich star is now a millionaire in her own right. Guadalupe Lopez, Jennifer Lopez's mother, reportedly won a $2.4 million jackpot in Atlantic City. It happened Saturday night while she was playing the Wheel of Fortune dollar slots at the Borgata Hotel Casino and Spa. Neither J-Lo or her mother are commenting on the big win.
What happened? Stay with us. Up next on Fox 5 News, a big goodbye for one of the greatest golfers ever.
And a rough opening night for the Braves as the Mets break out the lumber. Karen Mays has that story and more next in sports. I'm going to get it together.
Tomorrow on Good Day Atlanta, American Idol champ Ruben Studdard is live in our set.
The Velvet Teddy Bear talks about life after hitting the big time tomorrow on Good Day Atlanta.
Karen Mays is here now with a look at sports. That was not what we were hoping for.
Can we get a do-over?
Yes.
I mean, because what started out as a bad night got progressively worse for the Atlanta Braves. The New York Mets gave the Braves a rude opening day awakening, and they did it from the very first pitch. Starting pitcher Russell Ortiz served up this solo homer to Kaz Matsui to start the game straight away center field. But then the Braves answered in the bottom of the first. Marcus Giles jacked one, a two-run homer that gave the Braves a 2-1 lead. That would be their last lead and their last 2 runs of the night. The Mets, they were still going. Top of the third, Mike, they were just all over Ortiz. He got all into that, a solo homer. Russell Ortiz lasted 2 1/3 innings, gave up 7 hits and 6 runs. The Mets, though, check this out, great defense. Kareem Garcia with the sliding catch. He did that twice tonight. And for the first time in his career as a Met, former Braves pitcher Tom Glavine picks up a win against the Braves.
You know, I certainly don't want to overplay it or anything like that. I mean, it's, you know, when you beat your former team, obviously there's some gratification there, particularly after how poorly I pitched against them last year. So.
Tommy pitched a good game tonight. He really did. We didn't have much hitting against him, and he got his sinker going real good, and his off-speed stuff was excellent.
That's vintage Tom Glavine, you know, working the outside corner, coming in for effect, taking a little bit off, putting a little bit on. I mean, that's what's made him a Hall of Fame candidate.
Now, you know, we're just a few days into the Major League Baseball regular season, and already we are on the home run watch. Barry Bonds is just one home run away from tying his godfather, Willie Mays, for third on the all-time list. Nothing doing tonight, 0 for 2, but he hit number 659 last night to open the Giant season. Now, the New York Yankees opened the season with a bang in his first at-bat. Newest Yankee, Alex Rodriguez, jacked a 2-run homer. Well, that's what they brought him in to do. Two batters later, former Brave Gary Sheffield pretty much doing the same thing, a 2-run homer, but the Yankees lost this one to the Devil Rays 9-4. And in Miami, a sold-out crowd watched the defending World Series champ Florida Marlins hang that championship banner in the outfield. And the Marlins started the season the same way they ended last season, with a win. Hee-Seop Choi with a 2-run homer gave the Marlins a 4-3 win over the Expos. Well, this year's Masters is going to be kind of bittersweet. Folks are excited and talking about who might be this year's champion, but then sad at the same time because 4-time Masters champ Arnold Palmer announced after 50 straight Masters appearances, this is his last one. So when we asked him how he would like his final tournament to end, here's what he said.
I know exactly how I want Friday to unfold. No question. That's the easiest question I've had today. I want to see what my starting time is on Saturday.
That's a great answer, and he starts his opening round on Thursday at 9:35. Phil Mickelson still looking for his first major. Tees it up at 10:12 in the morning, and then check out that 10:23 group. Vijay Singh, Padraig Harrington, John Daly. That's going to be a great one to watch. And then in the afternoon, Sea Islands Davis Love III tees off, as does 3-time Masters champ Tiger Woods at 1:30. Well, the Atlanta Hawks are down to their last 5 games of the season, and tonight they fought with Philly into overtime. And in overtime, Steven Jackson taking it all the way with the layup gave the Hawks a 94-92 lead, but then Eric Snow hit the game winner for the Sixers, a pull-up jumper, as the Hawks lose this one 103-100. And the final coaches NCAA men's basketball poll came out tonight, and I was a little surprised with the results. The season officially ended last night in San Antonio, not the way we hoped it would. UConn beating Georgia Tech in the championship game 82-73, but then check out the poll. UConn #1, but look who took #2. Duke, I know, Duke over Georgia Tech, ahead of Oklahoma State and St. Joe's. Can't quite figure that one. Also, UConn's ladies won the championship tonight as well, so that's history. No Division I team has ever won both the men's and the women's basketball in the same season, so congratulations to UConn twice.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Karen.
The morning weather.
It's going to be great tomorrow. A little chilly in the morning, but it will warm up nicely, certainly by noontime. 47 in the morning, 66 or so, maybe a few clouds as that West Texas system starts to move east, but no storms yet during the day tomorrow. Tomorrow's another dry day, 72 degrees at 5. Clouds will increase. There may be a chance of rain already by Thursday morning when the sun comes up, and during the day Thursday, again Saturday, and maybe again even on Monday. So let's hope things are going to change a little bit.
All right.
That's it for us. Have a great night.
Good night.